All right, let's do some watch this jerks.
I
Now that I
watched.
solicited some angry emails.
I watched a movie last week.
Yes.
I watched Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, I believe is what that film is called.
Good name.
Mm-hmm. The fact that I remembered that is pretty impressive because I didn't even put that on the outline. I called it Indiana Jones and the Why Did They Make This, which I think is a more appropriate title.
Money.
I asked. I know why they made this.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think it made that much money though. I don't think it was a bomb. Yeah. So it's like, maybe money wasn't the answer.
I'm gonna look up the moneyness.
Yeah. It's not very good. That's not a good movie.
I'm gonna watch it anyways.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna watch it anyway. You're not gonna be like, ugh, why did I do this?
I think that's why they made it.
Mm-hmm. But it's fine. It's like it's really like the epitome of, yeah, here's a movie that's all right, I guess. Indiana Jones is in it. There's a lot of unanswered questions in that movie that I have a lot of comments about. You see a man basically lose his face, and then he shows up like 5 minutes later and his face is perfectly fine.
Harrison Ford?
What? And I'm like, what happened to your face? Why is it normal? I want explanation of what happened to your face. And then you watch the rest of the movie, and in the back of in your mind, all you're thinking is, like, you're waiting for like the reveal that there's still something wrong with his face, and it doesn't happen. Sort of like in what's that James Bond movie, the one with Javier Bardem, where he's like, yeah, you don't remember what happened to me, and then he like takes out the thing, and his face is all messed up. Like I was waiting for that moment in this movie, but it doesn't happen. And I'm like, there's got to be an explanation. It's a thing they just don't explain. And there's this other thing. I don't know if you remember when this movie came out. It wasn't that long ago. There was a critic who got into a lot of hot water because he basically, and he worded it very poorly in his review. I don't remember the reviewer's name, but basically he was like, and the Nazis are bad guys, but they don't explain why. And
wait, what?
Yeah, this was the guy's reviews. He goes, and the Nazis are bad guys, but they don't explain why the Nazis are bad guys.
Right.
And that's dumb. I mean, you don't have to explain why the Nazis are bad guys. They're bad guys because they're Nazis. What they don't explain in the movie is, why are these guys Nazis? Because it's the late 1960s. So where did these Nazis come from is something that I think that's what that critic was trying to say, but poorly.
Right.
Like, I understand why Nazis are bad guys. They're Nazis. They're all bad. I get that. You don't.
And there was
have
no
to
X then.
that.
There was no X then. So
yeah,
it wasn't that.
Exactly. So it was just like, oh, here are these neo-Nazis in the late 1960s. How about like a throwaway line like Indiana Jones says, I can't believe the rise of the neo-Nazi movement in this country is getting so out of hand, or something. It doesn't matter. Just explain like, oh, yeah, no, we're aware that Nazis have infiltrated the United States of America because they have. And, it's not our reality anyway, which is something it's like, that's what the Indiana Jones movies in a way do really well, in some ways better than a lot of other movies, is you think this takes place in our reality, and then something happens and you're like, oh wait, nope. They open that Ark of the Covenant and ghosts come out and faces melt, and that's not something that would happen in our world.
Wait, it doesn't take place in our reality?
Exactly. But I think that's the magic of an Indiana Jones movie, is that it's like, it's so close to, it feels like, oh, this is our history, this is our world, and then something happens and it's like, oh wait, no, it isn't. And that's something that's kind of cool. And this movie does that to an nth degree at the end, where it doesn't really work. So
I'm not going to watch it because I'd like to remember the good Indiana Jones movies.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the way to go.
Yeah. As Critical said in the chat, they should have dialed it back. So good pun. I'll throw it out there for you. Dial of Destiny. Yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
I'm not going to
I watched a movie that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went to the theater and watched Killers of the Flower Moon.
Nice.
That is a good movie.
And, you went like the day before it went on the streaming services.
It comes out. It's like,
a week
in 2 weeks. 2
week
weeks.
before.
No, it's out.
I mean, but we could have watched it at home. Now you can
That's what
rent
I
it or
meant.
buy it or whatever at home.
That's
But
what I meant.
I mean, I don't know. I wanted to see it on the big screen. Martin
At
Scorsese
3.5
told me that
hours.
I needed to see it on the big screen.
Over 3.5 hours.
It's yeah, we were there for like 4.5 hours, right? Because like they don't shorten up the Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman, yeah.
Yeah, they don't shorten up that stuff. You get all the previews. And then before this movie, also Martin Scorsese like sits down and like tells you what the movie's going to be about for like 10 minutes
What
before the movie starts.
Fuck is that? That's part of the movie?
It was part of the experience.
I don't like that experience.
I didn't either. I'm like, I'm ready to watch the movie. We got through all the previews, we got through all the ads, ready to go. And then Martin Scorsese comes on and like explains to me like the context of the movie. And I'm like, no, I got it. I'm here. Like, you got me.
Can't you explain the context in the 3.5 hour running time of the film?
So, did you get up to pee at any point during the movie?
I did. Okay, so I read the book, so I knew going in like where my planned break was going to be. Like, I'm like, all right, I gotta get past all the Isbell scenes, right? Like, because I gotta watch that, obviously. And he was very good. And so
he was great
exactly.
on Colbert yesterday, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Mm-hmm. But the only thing about it, I got the true theater experience in that I think the same weekend that we saw it was the opening weekend of the Beyonce concert film. And that was playing in like the fancy like Dolby Atmos, whatever the latest and greatest, like
the wall blasters. So we were in a theater that was not adjacent to that theater, but was in the same hall as that theater. So like we were at the end of the hall. This Beyonce movie was like 2 theaters, like where we had to walk down the hall past it, like to get to our theater. So like, I don't know, like it's three theaters away, basically. Like once you take the right turn and you get there, and like there's bathrooms in between that theater and ours. Anytime it got quiet, all we could hear was Beyonce. Dude,
like,
yeah.
I went to the restroom. It was shaking the urinals in the restroom.
I can't get it in the thing. I can't get it in there.
So we like we're walking out like of the movie theater, and it's like you can hear it outside of the movie theater, like shaking the like bricks of this huge movie theater.
I want to go there. That sounds great. If you're watching that movie, if you're watching the Beyonce movie, it's going to be really great.
It's going to be really loud. Like somebody opened up the door, like
you dropped your popcorn.
Like as we were walking by, like because they were in Killers of the Flower Moon with us. We didn't know them, but they like, I don't know. They were just walking by and like opened up the door just to see like what it was like inside there. It was so freaking.
And their hair was like, getting blown back.
This was like a Sunday morning too. Like we went to like the like Sunday at like, I don't know, 10 a.m. showing, like first thing in the morning showing of Killers of the Flower Moon.
Right. Started in the morning.
It started in the morning. It was an afternoon affair by the time we got out, but it's really good. I think you both will enjoy watching that movie.
Right there.
I'll definitely see it. But yes.
Right behind me.
I will also see it on Cheapy's couch.
Perfect. I might need a
make sure like have Beyonce playing on your computer like right behind you, Cheapy.
Dude, I mean, it's that you tell me these stories and then you wonder why I'm never going back to the movie theater again. It's just like, and these are not anomalies. Like there's always some fucking thing like that.
I find that's like the most frustrating thing about watching movies now is like it used to be like you got like superior sound when you went to the movie theater. Now it's just like all the sound sucks. Like in every theater I go in, the sound is just terrible. Like the mix is bad. You're hearing other theaters. Like you can't adjust the volume. Like it's just it's a bad experience audio wise. Like the screen is good. I like the screen portion of it. The seats are good. The seats are fine.
They should let you bring like your AirPods, and they should have a system in where it somehow like connects to your phone, and then you can listen in pure audio bliss with whatever
Honestly,
like headphones you have.
I would kind of love that. That would be amazing. I would 100% do that.
I hate people. It's so annoying. I need to block them out at all times.
Yeah, because then you wouldn't hear anything. If there was someone on their phone, you wouldn't even know.
Well, except their screen would blind you.
Well, not if they're behind you or
Right.
something.
Right.
You'd have to
I
be,
feel like this is
right
an
on top
idea
of
that
you.
you could really launch and go bankrupt with. This seems like a
Yeah.
good one.
I like this idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, someone else can have it.
Okay.
Theater pods.
You know, like they have like that silent disco thing.
Ooh, Cinepods.
You know about silent disco?
I don't know that we have that
Yes.
in Ohio.
It's like a
Yes.
nightclub, but you just wear headphones. There's no music actually playing through speakers. You only hear the DJ in the headphones.
We outlawed nightclubs a long time ago.
Well, this might work then. This might be a good way to bring them back. There's no dancing allowed though, right? In Ohio, you have weed now though. Congratulations.
It's like that town in Footloose, but it's a state.
Right.
Mhm.
It is. Ohio is like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, weed is legal there now. You voted.
I
I
did
don't know.
vote.
Did you?
I did. Yes, I voted.
Did you vote for the weed?
Yeah, I voted for the weed. I'm not going to
Nice.
smoke the weed, but I'm fine with the weed.
Nice.
You might regret that.
Cheapy and I don't have a congressperson, so at least you got weed.
Yeah, it's better off not having one.
I know.
Especially if
we're better
they're
off
crooks.
without them. I know.
Somebody wrote in, they were complaining. I didn't put it on the outline, but they basically said they live in North Carolina and that they've really supported legalizing weed, and now it just smells like weed everywhere, and they hate it. They regret supporting it. So get ready, Chip.
I've seen that. I've seen that complaint a few times in this state as well.
In the city, yeah, but like the
city
alternative
stinks.
is that it smells like piss and shit. So it's like an improvement.
Well, now it's weed, piss, and shit. It's not like the
You don't
piss and
smell
shit
the-
smell.
You don't smell the shit anymore, but you have to still look out for it because you can step in it at any time. You have to look down when you walk down the street because there is a lot of.
I love New York.
It's still good. It's still a great city. There's shit everywhere. Look, we went to Spain, and in their cities too, it smelled like piss and shit. It's like
Nice.
they have. When there's a lot of people, there's gonna be piss and shit. Sorry,
No,
facts of life.
It killed half of Europe.
Piss and shit.
Mm-hmm.
See, now it just annoys our noses for a little bit, but we hope to have enough weed to overcome that smell, and then when everything's golden, we're all living, and we're not smelling the shit, and we're high.
Wearing the tracksuits.
Wearing
I
the
was
velour.
just thinking that. I'm like, this is something only someone in a velour tracksuit would say.
Did you see what this says right here?
We
Nope.
can't see what
The
that
Nike
says.
logo says. Doesn't say Nike.
What's it say?
Freak.
Freak.
Yep, it's the Greek Freaks
It's
line of clothing.
Giannis's.
Giannis.
Yep.
Finally, they started with selling the basketball clothes in tall sizes. Nike didn't do that before.
I was gonna say, aren't basketball players tall?
You would think that that's where you would go, and but somehow like the Air Jordan line and like the basketball line didn't have tall size stuff, but now it does.
I'm glad they got your letters.
My letters? No, dude, you don't understand. I actually wrote them not letters, but I wrote them many like feedback messages through their app to get more tall sizes because they had this great filtering system like when you go to search for clothes where you could just search for your specific tall size and it would show you what they had, and they gave it to me and then they took it away when they were redesigning the app, and I definitely sent like 3 or 4 messages
Did
like,
they
hey
still have-
guys, they fixed it.
Oh, good. So I could search by Stumpy. Is that on the?
Yes, they have short. They have like they don't have Stumpy, no, but they have like you can sort by big and tall.
I know. I haven't been to Orange Theory in over a week now, and I hate it.
You getting Stumpy?
I'm getting Stumpy.
When
It's
can you
not
go
that I
back?
don't want to go. I think I can go back on Friday. For those who don't know, I have COVID. I've had it. Today is I think technically day 5, or it might be day 6. And
Is that why your hair looks like that?
Yes.
Oh.
Why? I think my hair looks good.
It looks like Superman.
I love Superman hair. I'm technically not contagious anymore, but I don't want to like risk it with people at Orange Theory. I feel fine.
You look fine.
You know. Thank you.
I believe Friday is.
I'm
I
still
think-
gonna sleep on the couch tonight, though.
Oh, that's rough. That is rough.
It's been 5 nights on the couch.
That's-
It blows.
That's rough. I feel bad for you.
At least the
Mhm.
Funko Pops are there to keep you company.
It's yeah, that's all I got.
Are there any on the couch?
Mm-mm.
Do they fall on you on the couch when you roll
They
over?
would hurt. They're plastic. Anyway.
You know, Friday's the 2,000-meter row, by the way. So enjoy that.
Maybe I'll go on Saturday. Elliot won't be here. He'll be on a trip. So maybe I'll go on Saturday morning.
The coach at Orange Theory today told me he'd never seen anybody move the water inside the water rower like I did today. So violently and powerfully.
Wow. Yep. Your coaches have weird pickup lines.
He was a new coach. Today was his first time I saw him there.
So he was telling the truth then.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It was his time. Definitely wasn't his first time coaching at Orange Theory. Just at this particular one. I think they've consolidated like the coaches now, and they fired a bunch, and now like the same coaches just go to all the different Orange Theories in the immediate area. Not sure. That's my theory. Anyway, I'm awesome. That's why I brought that up. Thank you.
No, it's great. Like I said, I would love to be great and going to. It's not
fun.
that I don't. Yeah,
I love sharing my stats with each other. Our stats with each other.
It sucks.
Should we talk about the TV shows we're watching?
Sure. What are you watching?
I've watched the first episode of The Curse. That's the new Nathan Fielder. That's his last name, right? And what's her name?
Emma Stone.
Yeah.
Emma Stone.
That is on Showtime, I believe.
Showtime.
I get that somehow. I must have subscribed to it and never unsubscribed through Apple TV. So we watched the first episode. That is a very fucking strange ass show. It's a drama about like a couple who start a reality house flipping show about like poor people in New Mexico, for houses for poor people in New Mexico. But it's just so fucking bizarre that Mrs. Cheapy, after the first episode, she's like, not watching any more of that. It's like, you're on your own, because it's pretty, I don't know. You should watch it. It's not for kids.
Okay, not for kids. Got it.
Not for kids. And if you don't like that uncomfortable cringe type feeling, it's not for you. But I liked it.
You know what you need to watch?
What's that?
You know you need to watch, and I would say have your wife watch it with you, but I have a feeling that if you do, she may not talk to you, or she may love it and say we need to watch more of this. I've only watched the first 2 episodes, but I started Obliterated on Netflix.
Okay.
It is a hard R action comedy TV show. And when I say hard R, I mean
big titties.
Big titties.
Wow.
Yes, it has hardcore nudity and sex in this.
Really?
Not porn, but like
Bush.
Hard R. Yeah, you do see yes, you do.
We've got Bush.
You see all of it. You literally see
lips?
Whatever there is to see. No.
Well, that's not all of it then.
No, you know what I mean.
Anus?
No.
Man anus?
Stop. You don't see a butthole, but you see lots of butts.
Yeah.
There are lots of butts and boobs and blood and shooting and it's worth your. I don't want to say it's worth your time as much as it is watch the first episode. And if you can make it through the first episode, then you might be like, I think I'll give this let's see what else this has to offer. But it's definitely, it's very strange. And again,
what's the chance that Mrs. Cheapy is gonna like it, in your opinion?
I'm gonna give that a 50% chance.
That's not helpful.
I know.
Okay, I'll try to report.
Is she cool with like sex scenes?
Sure. Who's the first?
Then have her watch that first episode and see where you go.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll try.
It's supposed to be funny. That's what I will say.
Okay. It's not funny though?
It's heightened. It's a very heightened show for the sense of comedy.
So it's funny and horny.
Yes.
All right.
And it's about a special forces team that's been working on the same mission for the last 6 months, and they think they finally succeed in their mission. And after that mission, they throw the biggest party in Las Vegas.
That's so weird. Okay. All right.
And that's all I'm going to tell you about the show. And yes, that's that. What's this other stuff on here?
We started watching this animated show on Max. Have you heard of Max?
Yes, I've heard of Max.
For the artist formerly known as HBO. It's called Scavenger's Reign. It's about a spaceship crew that crashes on an alien planet. It's really more about like the look of it is like sort of the hook of it, and the creatures that they encounter on the planet all have this like kind of like Miyazaki-esque design, if you like those anime, even though this is not an anime, like it's not a Japanese thing, but it does have like the creatures have that Miyazaki look, and it's kind of unique in how they're always like using the creatures and the environment to like solve problems. So like, or it also creates problems because it's a pretty hostile environment. Anyway, we watched like the first 4 episodes. It's pretty unique and good. Scavenger's Reign. We also started watching Slow Horses season 3. Did you ever watch that one? But I think you started watching that. No, the Gary Oldman one. Didn't.
Yeah, no, I know the show. You like it's one of those shows that you like and my father likes, which there's a lot of overlap there.
Gary Oldman's great. Like, it's really
This is
the spy
show.
Yes, okay. The British spy show. He's like the MI5. Gary Oldman leads the MI5 like misfits crew in like a separate building where they send all the people who fucked up on the job. And his character is just very grotesque, like physically grotesque. His personality is grotesque. Everything about him is bad and gross, and he does such a great job. Like, and he even like takes his shirt off in it, and he's fucking like, I guess that's what he looks like now. I don't know. It's gross. Like he does a great job, and
you're not
writing,
selling it.
No. But the writing is really good. They do a really good job of making like a gross character, but he's smart and competent as a spy as well. Wow. and fearless, even though he's like an out of shape old man. Like, because he doesn't even care like if he lives or dies. He doesn't take care of himself. So he carries that basically throughout his spy work too. So it makes everything very entertaining. So, but also like it's funny, but it's serious. That's Slow Horses, and they're on season 3 now. Also, we started watching the latest channel. Do you know Channel 5 News, formerly known as All Gas and No Breaks? It's on YouTube. It's this young guy. He does like these, like, it's like gonzo journalism. He like traveled the country in a van and did all this shit. He did one on San Francisco and basically like the crime wave in San Francisco now. You know what bipping is? I'm going to teach you something right now. Bipping is what is stealing items out of cars. They basically, in San Francisco, they passed, the people who live there passed a proposition that made theft under $1,000 basically like a ticketable offense instead of like a jailable offense. So it made like petty theft, because it made basically under $1,000 petty theft. So it made a huge increase in like crime, obviously in theft, especially people breaking into cars and just stealing bags, luggage out of them. So bipping is the art of basically breaking the window with like a chip. As an engineer, you can appreciate this. They figure out like the materials to use to break the cars, and you know what like the best material is? To break the windows.
To break the windows?
Yeah.
I don't know. What is it?
They take a spark plug, and they take the ceramic shit from the spark plug, and if you throw, even though it's a tiny little thing, like it looks weird, like a little tiny pebble, it looks like, they fucking throw it pretty hard at the window, and the window just shatters, and then they can be in and out and grab the bag. And if they get caught by a cop, it's basically like a ticket. So anyway, it's like this guy, Andrew, who does Channel 5 News, basically takes you on, they get in beds with these thieves, and you learn all about the shit. You learn all about like these open air black markets. It's really interesting and sad, and it just sort of goes to show you how like they tried to do a good thing with this law and you know, lighten up the prisons and stuff, and it just like really, in this case, made the crime skyrocket. Check it out on YouTube. It's fucking free.
Okay.
Yeah, and they also use the Chinese dishes, porcelain dishes, to break the windows. You can go to Chinatown and ask for a bip kit, and some old Chinese guy will sell you like some porcelain dishes. All right, shall we do some new releases? You know all about bipping now. It's good.
I do know all about bipping. I watched one more thing. I don't know if it's worth talking about, but I watched the 40th anniversary documentary about the making of Michael Jackson's Thriller album.
Oh, okay. How's that? I need
That's
to
on.
watch that.
That's on. Is it Paramount Plus? I believe that's on.
It's not something I have.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's really good, actually. It's a really good documentary. It's fairly light. It's not like gonna be. It's not they don't go into many Michael Jackson controversies. It's very much a.
I don't need Michael Jackson.
That's what I'm saying. This is a pro.
I want to hear about his dick. Can I hear about his dick in this documentary?
To be perfectly honest, it really makes you sympathize with a lot of Michael Jackson things. Like they do highlight the fact that his father was a raging asshole.
Right.
That does come up, and how he'd never had a childhood and all that stuff does come up. But they talk a lot about his work ethic and how serious he was and how important it was for him to make this album on his own and to have the hits he had. And they played his original demos so you could hear really what because there's even been some controversy on what did Michael Jackson come up with and what didn't he come up with?
What did he
and when you hear
from others.
And when you hear those original demos, it's like, oh, he came up with a lot. Like, oh yeah, I get it. And even things like, because the album came out 40 years ago, I was 6 years old. There's a lot of that I sort of like I remember that album coming out. I remember it being huge, but I was 6. So there's a lot of details that I really just don't remember because why would I? I was 6. Like it didn't occur. I had no idea that the Thriller video, I remember that being the biggest thing I've ever seen and how amazing it was. I didn't realize that was the last single from the album. And that video came out after the label was like, you're not doing this. This is stupid. This album's already gone like quadruple platinum. You don't need to do any more promotion for this album. We're not spending any more money on it. Make the next album. And Michael Jackson was like, no, I want to do this. And he was right to do it. But it's just, it's just interesting because that didn't occur to me. It's a very interesting documentary. It has a lot of interesting interviews and some cool people on there. You get your Steve Lukather on there talking about playing the guitar on that album from Toto. All your favorites.
I was wondering when we get a Toto reference.
Oh yeah, there's definitely gonna be a Toto reference. You can't talk about Thriller without talking about Toto.
It's true. Everybody just goes straight to Toto.
I know, I do. But no, it's a fun documentary and it's worth your time. I think you'd like it. It's short too. It's only like 80 minutes.
The music must be good.
Yes. Yep.
At the very least.
Yeah. That's the other thing also is they have access to all the music. So it kind of helps.
Oh, I hope so. That'd
be tough.
Oh my God. I've put on documentaries about artists and they don't have access to the music. And it's like, oh, okay, I'm not watching more than 5 minutes of this one.
Yeah. No, I remember listening. My dad had that album. I remember sitting in the rocking chair and just listening to the fucking whole album straight through. And they were all fucking bangers.
Yep.
That was like, I don't know. We didn't have that many albums growing up, like vinyls, but I definitely remember playing that one like over and over again.
Yep.
I was like, you can go through this whole thing.
Dance.
You don't need to skip the songs even.
Right.
Do you know what the first single was off that album?
Not Thriller. We learned.
No, not Thriller.
I don't know. PYT.
Nope.
Billie Jean.
Nope. Should have been Billie Jean.
I don't know. The Girl Is Mine.
That was the first single. The Girl Is Mine.
All right. Well, that makes sense because it was the most like his previous music.
Mm-hmm. And it had it had Paul McCartney on it.
Right. Like. Yeah, it makes it's a really weird song.
It is a weird song.
Like every time, I'm like, oh, this is kind of catchy. This is really weird too. Like if you just listen to what like Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney are talking about.
Right.
I just want to meet the girl that can't decide between Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Right. They're pretty similar.
Sure they are.